there. I just want to start this video off by saying thank you guys for attending the meeting tonight. And for those who didn't attend or weren't able to attend, thank you for tuning in now to get all caught up. I had someone record the meeting, but it was hard to hear the quality and everything, so I just wanted to kind of re-record myself going over everything from today's meeting. I did introduce our new assistant coach. Her name is Lindy Eisenhart. She played goalie at Elizabethtown College, and she's coming from 7 years of coaching experience and teaching experience at Central York. She's a great asset to our team. We're super excited to have her. If you didn't get to meet her tonight, you'll meet her throughout the open fields, and of course next season, as long as everything goes as planned. There's a lot of information to get through this video, so just go ahead and check the documents that are attached to the email. I also have paper copies that I can give to you at the open fields if you would prefer not to print them, but just be aware to pay special attention to the two forms, the acknowledgement form and the check-in form. Those are your two most important forms, so just be aware of those. So as of right now, our practices are Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on Mondays and from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on Wednesdays. The biggest thing is that practice starts on time. So what that means is normally I tell you guys to arrive 15 minutes early. That cannot happen during this time. You must arrive promptly at 4 o'clock, exit your vehicle at 4 o'clock. I'm asking that all spectators and parents and guardians stay in their vehicle. There's really no reason that you should exit. Again, we're just trying to minimize as much contact as possible. So again, practice starts promptly at 4 o'clock on Mondays. You're going to exit your vehicle at 4 and then go through the check-in process, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, you're going to exit your vehicle promptly at 8 a.m., not any earlier. And it's also super important that you enter and exit through the concrete path. It just keeps everything organized. You have to enter and exit through the same pathway, and that's for everybody, all of the girls. Again, you'll be entering and exiting through that same direction. So continuing on that point, what does checking in look like? So once practice begins at 4 o'clock on Mondays and 8 a.m. on Wednesdays, the check-in process begins. So what that means is that girls need to come prepared to practice, dressed and ready to go. So they should be wearing a mask, shin guards, and then sneakers. Always come in sneakers just in case we do conditioning or running. I'd rather have you have those sneakers on, and then we can always change into cleats if need be. So always bring sneakers and cleats, but make sure your shin guards are always on and you come masked, please, to practice. So what the check-in process looks like is you're going to enter through that concrete pathway right near the tennis courts. You're going to visit a sanitation station, which will be clearly marked for you. You will sanitize your hands with hand sanitizer thoroughly, and then you will continue in the marked 6 feet spaces in line in order to go through the check-in process. That first form that is attached to this email, you'll need to fill out the top portion with your name, your grade, your activity, and the date. And I'm going to ask those questions now so you're aware of what those questions will be asked to your daughter in order to participate. There are 8 of them. Number 1 is, do you have a high temperature above 100.4 degrees? Number 2, do you have a fever or chills? Number 3, do you have a cough that will not go away? Number 4, do you have a sore throat? Number 5, are you having any shortness of breath or difficulty breathing? Number 6, have you lost your sense of taste or smell? Number 7, are you experiencing vomiting or diarrhea? Number 8, have you been in close contact with anyone suspected or confirmed to have COVID-19 within the last 14 days? Close contact is defined as within 6 feet for more than 10 consecutive minutes without PPE protection. So those 8 questions will be asked to each player arriving on campus to practice for open fields every single time. I will hang on to that form once I have it. So many of you guys have turned those in tonight, which is great. If you didn't, no big deal. Just bring it with you when you come to a practice. Again, I ask that you print them if you did not, and if you can't print them, not a problem. We do have extras at practice. But again, that paper must be filled out properly before your ability to play for open fields. Kind of going off of that, if you answer no to any of the following questions, I ask that you stay home. So if you have any of these symptoms, if you're in close contact with someone who has COVID-19, if you're feeling sick, I just ask that you please stay home. Our number 1 priority as a coaching staff is to keep every single player and parent and family safe, and this is the best way that we can do that. So again, I'm asking that if you feel sick to please stay home. Do not attend practice if you have any of those symptoms. That's super, super important. Mr. Widener attended tonight, our athletic director, and he mentioned that if someone were to get sick with COVID-19, then obviously we can no longer have these activities, so it's super important that we follow the protocols that are in place. They are also on the district website. Everything that I'm going over tonight in this video is also on the district website, so feel free to visit that as well. Kind of continuing through these protocols that we're taking as a staff of the field hockey program. This obviously only occurs if we're in the yellow or green phase. If that changes, then of course the protocols change, practice changes, and so on. So just please be aware that this is temporary. I had 2 really good questions tonight. Somebody asked about preseason. What is that going to look like? What is the school year, and what is the actual season going to look like? At this point in time, I don't have an answer for you. Our hope obviously is to have a regular preseason for that week of August 10th, but again, I just don't have that information for you. Unfortunately, I wish I had a better answer right now, but as it currently stands, I'm just not sure, but obviously the hope is that we do. So these workouts will start on July 6th, and they'll continue throughout the entire summer, and as soon as we have an update, I will update you with that. Looking at the second form that is also attached to this email is the acknowledgement form. That form must be signed. It's double-sided, must be signed by the player and the parent. It's just the acknowledgement that you understand that these protocols are in place and that you will follow them. If you have an issue with the protocol, I ask that you first contact me and then you contact Mr. Wagner. But our protocols are strict. They're board approved, and it's what the district is utilizing, so it's the expectation that you follow them and you continue to utilize them for everyone's safety. I also did not mention this tonight. I forgot to mention it, but I'm going to mention it in the email. I'm mentioning it now in the video. A lot of camps and tournaments have been canceled. There's not a ton of summer opportunities for field hockey. However, Ballyhoo is a local club organization that's located in York, right near Heritage Hills in East York. They are having a summer program, so I'm providing the link in the email for you to visit that. Us as a district are not sponsoring that event, so you will be financially responsible for that event, but it's a great, great program. I encourage you to utilize that if you'd like to. Again, that's Ballyhoo, and the link is in the email for you. Another really important point that we talked about is that our Booster Club gives us a free t-shirt every year as a program, which is wonderful. But this year we are doing a fundraiser. It's called Smoke in the Grove. We gave out Booster Club tickets at this meeting. Obviously, you cannot receive them virtually, but we will have more at the next couple open fields. The way it works is that if you sell a ticket, they're $10. It's a raffle ticket, so you can win a grill, and it's a great event. We get half of the profits. So we gave out 150 tickets tonight, which would, if they all are sold, it would give our program, specifically field hockey, $750, which is awesome. So we're going to continue to sell those if possible, and hopefully that allows us opportunities to do team bonding, buy the girls some headbands and some Spring Grove field hockey gear if all goes well. Just kind of focusing again on practice. We will be taking attendance. These open fields are not mandatory. They are optional. They're encouraged. However, I totally understand if your family does not feel safe or if you have vacation and you're unable to attend. That's totally fine, but we are taking attendance for our sake, just to keep track. And again, just limiting that contact as much as we can. Some other rules to keep in mind as you attend to open fields. There is absolutely no spitting. There's no sort of exchange of water bottles. You are responsible to have your own water bottle. With that being said, summer is very warm. It's very hot and humid. I encourage you to bring more than one water bottle to practice. You are not permitted to share. You can't, do the waterfall. You cannot share any sort of water. We will not have a water jug for us to fill. You must have your own water bottle. So please, please, please come prepared. It's great to freeze one and then bring in one that's ready to go. Whatever works for you, but you need to come prepared for practice because we cannot provide you with water at this point. I mentioned about the strict schedule about arriving to practice on time instead of early, like I've always preached to you. You must be picked up on time. So looking at that Monday night schedule, we have practice from 4 to 5:30. You must be picked up promptly at 5:30 p.m. Our practice will end promptly at 5:30, no exceptions. Again, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on Wednesdays. Same thing, you must be picked up on time. And again, I just ask that parents and guardians stay in their vehicle. We're going to try and limit as much contact as possible. So I asked a question tonight about what is practice going to look like. So what does that look like? We're following these guidelines. We're wearing masks. The girls are going to arrive with the mask. As a coach and as a staff, we're going to wear masks as much as we possibly can. And the girls, the same goes for the girls. So at the beginning of practice, we always have a team meeting. That will happen with the girls 6 feet apart and in a mask. And then when the girls begin to work out and we begin to scrimmage and begin to get into our actual field hockey playing, those masks may come off. Obviously, we have goggles and a mouth guard to wear, and those masks can come off. The only time that I'm permitted to take off my mask is to obviously blow the whistle or to participate with the team working out. Other than that, I will be masked as much as possible. Again, we're just limiting that contact, and we're going to try and stay 6 feet apart when we can, whether that's waiting in line for a drill or a team meeting. Obviously, we're playing a sport where there is contact. We're going to obviously come in close contact with one another when we're scrimmaging, and that is the only time that there will be less than 6 feet when possible. So we're going to do as much as we can as normal, but just taking these precautions, I think, will really, really help us as a team. So I think with that covers everything that we have been doing. As of right now, if you sign up for the Shippensburg tournament on August 2nd, a while ago, as of right now, that tournament is still on. We're pending school approval and pending Shippensburg. That as of right now, we will attend that tournament. But again, we'll kind of have to see what that looks like in the near future. Again, I just want to thank you guys for your understanding, your cooperation, your patience. I know that COVID-19 provides us with a lot of hurdles and difficulties, and I know it's not ideal. Please understand from our perspective, I know it's been very last minute, but we have to follow a pyramid of commands and approvals, and so we're doing as much as we can as a coaching staff to include you and update you, and we'll continue to do that. Just one more note, I also left it in the email too to join the Remind, but our high school field hockey Remind, you're going to text the @ SGFH 2020 to 81010, and then the junior high has their own Remind as well. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is snyderj@sgasd.org, or any of the other coaching staff or Mr. Wagner. Any of us are able to answer your questions. We would look forward to them if you have any. I appreciate you guys tons, and I look forward to working with you guys very soon. See you all on Monday, July 6th.